But here's what people are missing. How many times have I had callers, emails, people asking me at town hall meetings about why can't we bring industrial back? We don't make anything in this country anymore. Let me tell you, the number one problem worldwide when it comes to manufacturing, the largest expense when it comes to manufacturing is energy. It's a huge, huge issue. Not just the cost of it, but the supply of it and the fear of geopolitical threats interrupting that supply. Come to America. See, if we now know that we have the largest natural gas reserves in the world, we can attract corporations around the world to move, just like some American corporations moved to China because of cheap labor costs. They should all be wanting to come back because the cheap energy prices here in America and the continuous supply of it is going to trump the cheap labor, because our labor may be a bit more expensive, but it's more efficient, it's more effective, you need less people, it's more automated, we have more productivity, more efficiency, more effectiveness in our labor force. It far out trumps what's going on in China. We have an opportunity here to not only have this energy revolution that I and so many people have talked about, but we have an opportunity to have a new industrial revolution here in America. And you know what that would do to our economy, the prosperity? You know what that would do to making us the land of opportunity again for immigrants? You know what that would do for an educated workforce, and what it would do for even an unskilled workforce to bring prosperity and the provision to their families? It would change the nation. It would build our strength once again. If we have a will to change the tax code, tweak it just a little bit for those corporations, we can have an incredible boom in America, to the likes of which we haven't seen. If we can get the government to just participate when it comes to incentivizing from a piece of legislation that is going to incentivize from a tax bill and freeing up the corporate sector and the private sector to do what's necessary to make that happen. See, that's what we should be talking about. And it's great to hear Ted Cruz talking about energy, but do not forget what that is going to lead to. The unintended consequence of being an energy powerhouse, America having this energy revolution, the unintended consequence shouldn't be unintended. It should be very intentional. Is an industrial revolution that could come along with it, a manufacturing sector that could be thriving in every state in America. And that should be coming along with that. And it shouldn't be an unintended consequence, because if it's unintended consequence, we will not benefit from it like we should if it's very intentional. And it should be very intentional. So I hope Senator Cruz will expand his energy plan for America to include the incentives necessary to let that trickle into the industrial sector of America, to lure companies. Why? I understand you go to Ireland, you got a 12% 12% tax rate. That's pretty attractive. But we could do some incentivizing for tax rates. We have the biggest struggle that they have everywhere, and that's energy taken care of. Not only that, do you know what it would do for carbon emissions? Everybody's so nervous about carbon emissions. Let me ask you, would you, Mr. Environmentalist, would you rather have industry moving from China, where there is or India, where there's absolutely no control over what it is put into the air? They'll burn the dirtiest coal they need to burn, or come to America where we have regulations to make emissions clean. If we can't change China and India, which we're not going to do, to burn cleaner, then how about we move some of the industry over here to America, where it'll be mandated and a thing that we do as second nature to us. The consequence of this is phenomenal from a prosperity standpoint to the average worker and to America. But we've got a lot of work to do in Washington. And I hope Senator Cruz will incorporate some of those things in this bill, because a standalone energy bill is not good enough. We need to make sure that we are intentional in what this glut of energy that America has can do for other industry in America.